Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hello. I am so excited for today's live video. We are digging into Don Saladino today. When I told you guys I would find you some tea last night, I wasn't lying. I try not to let you guys down. I try my hardest to stay true to my promises, and I was like, I'm going to do some sleuthing and see what I come up with, and I sure did. So we're diving into Don Saladino today. For anyone that's new to the channel, welcome. I'm Ashley Brianna Eves, spelt Brianna, said Brianna. I know it's weird, but welcome. We talk about pop culture here and often have through the lens of tarot, astrology, and human design. So it's kind of like a spiritual twist to the breaking pop culture news. And today, oh my goodness, have you guys looked into Don Saladino? Let me know. Say hi. Hi, Lily Mae. It's so nice to see you, my friend. So nice to see familiar faces. Let me know if you guys know anything about this guy. So one of the first readings we did of their, I can't remember which one it was, probably the day one of Justin's website, I remember seeing a text from Don to Justin where part of the workout is jumping for someone that apparently has back problems. And I made a comment about it on the live where I kind of like raised my eyebrow and I was like, what kind of trainer gives someone with apparent back problems, consistent back problems, jumping? Like, right away, here's the thing. Just because you are a celebrity trainer does not mean you know shit about anything. And believe it or not, yes, I'm a typical six line. For those that know human design, I am also a personal trainer and holistic nutritionist. It's something I do on the side. I've done it for a very long time. So immediately when I saw Don prescribing jumping to someone with chronic long-term back problems, I thought he was a quack. No, I know nothing yet. Yet. ... Yet. Yeah, wait till we get into this. Like, get your tea and florals ready, y'all, because this is wild. And originally, when I started going down this rabbit hole last night, I was like, oh, this isn't like that crazy. My tea is like empty because I came to hang out with you guys right off of a client call. I literally just got off a client call. So my tea's empty. That's okay. But let's have a look. All right, I make myself smaller. Okay, so this is the first thing. I'm going to walk you guys through some of the steps I saw last night. And if we have time afterwards, there's a couple of blinds. You guys know we like to look at the blind items here. There's kind of ones that piqued my interest that we'll look at. And also an interview with Blake Lively, where I think she told on herself on why she was actually so uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni without actually saying why she was so uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni. So if we have time, we'll go over that as well. I have quite a few client calls today, so I just have to be really conscious of the time, but we'll see how we roll. Good morning. So nice to see you. Welcome to the chat, my friend. All right. So when I started my sleuthing last night, this is the first thing I saw. Okay. Well, actually, that's a lie. The first thing I saw was a bunch of Reddit threads talking about how much of a scam artist this guy is, Don Saladino. So for those that don't know, Don Saladino is Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, like bestie, but also personal trainer. Guys, just like grab your tea and florals because this is a roller coaster. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks it's a roller coaster, but I was like, I need to share this with someone. And you guys are the someones that will get it. So let's go. Ashley, shut up and just tell us. Okay. So found this Reddit thread. When was this from? Oh, it was just one day ago from yesterday. Oh, I was on top of it, guys. That's what I do for you guys. I make sure I'm on top of it. I don't sleep, but I make sure I'm on top of it. Did Ryan Reynolds edit Don Saladino's statement? We're going to start here because this is where I started, and then we're going to go down the rabbit hole from the other direction. So this person, Maddie Mac 12, says, I noticed something interesting. Don, she puts Paladino. Am I saying the wrong name? I thought it was maybe it is Paladino. No, it's Saladino. She just put a P and stuff. I'm like, am I losing it? No, she's losing it. That's okay, girl. We all do typos. I don't judge. Edited Instagram post uses exact phrase uncomfortable conversation, which also appears in the statement of contrition that Ryan Reynolds drafted and gave to WME and demanded that Wayfair go to the press with an It Ends With Us lawsuit. So if you guys remember when we did like the 25-hour stream basically, and we read this statement, I'll read it again here just for context, that Ryan Reynolds wrote and basically told Justin Baldoni that like he had to say to the public, which is wild to me. I would have told him where to shove it, but just wait until you hear this. It's like little words, right? That make you go, because people, we talked about this with Blake Lively, you have a certain way of speaking. You have a certain way of texting and writing. So it's just really interesting when something like uncomfortable conversations is popping up in different spots, right? Okay, so Don Saladino's edited IG post, don't worry, I found it for you guys, says after an uncomfortable conversation, communication ended in regards to his relationship with Justin Baldoni. And then the timeline of the amended complaint. So page 136 says part of our work is to have uncomfortable conversations for public growth. That's what Ryan Reynolds wanted Justin Baldoni to say to the press. So this Maddie May says this seems like more than just a coincidence. If Reynolds or his team had a hand in shaping Saladino's statement, it raises questions about how much of the public response is being carefully coordinated by whom and what else they may have written on behalf of their other supporters. Be right back. About to go examine Skellner. There is a Twitter thread about him. I don't know if we will even get there today. Spell check gets all of us, my friend. I never judge about spell check because I'm the worst for it. Okay, so this is the statement that Ryan Reynolds wrote and told Justin Baldoni that he had to talk to the press, like he had to give this statement. So it's dated August 12th, 2024, statement prepared by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. The audacity on behalf of Baldoni, Heath, and Wayfair. So they said, It Ends With Us was a troubled production, which we take full accountability for. We are very sorry to everyone we caused upset to privately and publicly. Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover, the entire cast and crew led with professionalism every step of the way. Any negativity aimed at them is ours to own. We mutually agree that the cast would be promoting the film separately and understood why. We have always said we are not perfect, and even if unintentionally make mistakes, we will always own them. We hold ourselves accountable. It's not anyone's job but ours, and that's part of being man enough. We will practice that. We will practice what we preach. We're learning and growing from the experience, and we thank everyone for their patience as we find a better way to proceed. We are very proud of the film and the welcome arms that it's been received. Part of our work is to have uncomfortable conversations for public growth. The film is doing that on screen, and we are doing that off screen. Thank you to the cast, crew, and public for the opportunity to be imperfect and to be given the space to learn and grow with humanity and dedication. I don't think Ryan or Blake understand what humanity means. The audacity. Hello, P. Welcome. So nice to see so many familiar faces. We are diving like boobs deep into, well, I don't know, into Don Saladino, but now that I say that the whole sentence together, I don't know if it goes very well, but we are like boobs deep into the mystery and conspiracies around him. Okay, so that's part one. So I saw this. Did Ryan Reynolds edit Don Saladino's statement? And so I was like, oh, here's this link. What does this link say? Well, let's transfer over to the other link, guys. Let's see what the other link says. So this is where I started to be like, we will also look at his Instagram. He has unpinned all of this. Like, this is all true. Don Saladino's like unpinned everything. I actually can't find his statement anymore anywhere on his Instagram. I might have just missed it. I didn't click on literally every post he's made because well, go to his Instagram, you'll see why. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the statement at all. How ruthless. Yeah, maximum effort, create the marketing plan. And that's the thing too, like make someone issue a statement for messing up the marketing when you wrote it. I can't. The hot muscle guy in this video covers me. No, I think that's Don Saladino. Or did I pick someone else? Is it some like rando hot guy? Like someone's boyfriend I put on the cover? I think that's it's Don Saladino. He is a nutcase. Allegedly. Allegedly. Don't sue me. Okay, so this is the Reddit thread. Blake Lively's trainer has unpinned the post with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds on his IG page. I wonder why. So I'll show you where those posts are now after, but let's just work out our way through this. This person says that he's a slimy douchebag. Where was it? Here it is. Because I couldn't find this on his wall anymore on Instagram. Oh, sorry, I didn't look at his face. His body is amazing. I will give him that. His body is amazing. Okay. So this is apparently the edited post that Don Saladino have put on Instagram, but he's kind of like buried all of the Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds posts now. I've just always got a weird feeling about him. Like, I don't have tarot cards to pull in regards to him. I probably should have prepared for that. I was just jumping off a client call. I'm like, I need to tell you guys, I need to talk to the community about this because this is batshit crazy. But I've always just got a bad feeling about him. And go back to the video where I read the text messages and I just like raised my eyebrow. I was like, that's just a weird program to get. Like, it sounds like fucking Chat GPT wrote the program and then he like sent it off to Justin. You do not give someone with chronic back issues that's worried about picking someone up jumping. Anyway, that's personal trainer Ashley getting upset. But this is a statement. There have been negative comments on this post, negative comments sent to my wife, and believe it or not, negative comments to my children. I do not agree with that. That is not cool if it's true, which unfortunately with the internet probably is. To be clear, Justin Baldoni is not my client. I created a complimentary program for him, aka ChatGPT did, as a favor to a client, Blake Lively. I have never trained him virtually or in person, which also, guys, is really dangerous for someone that has chronic back problems to just like send them off a program and you're not actually working with them. But anyway, so I've never met him in person. We communicated via calls and texts from January to March 2023. I could not accommodate his schedule. I found him a coach. After an uncomfortable conversation, communication ended. Not only is Blake my client, she's also my very dear friend. She has treated me with unmatched kindness for over 15 years. Fair weather friends are not friends. We love you, B. You are always lifting up others. It's why Mel and I love you so much. We have always been there. You've always been there for me. You have always had my back, B. I hope you feel the same. I mean, short of him just adding like never wilt, I'd be like, all of y'all are being fed lines from Ryan Reynolds. I feel like Ryan and Blake are casting their next Lifetime movie with this. But what do you guys think about that? That is an interesting combination of words. So uncomfortable conversation is what, let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys to see. Let me switch. What do you guys think? That's weird, right? Like uncomfortable conversation is just a weird way. People have very specific ways of speaking. And if those are the two words that Blake and Ryan had tried to force Justin Baldoni to say in the statement I hope you feel the same. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows with you, B? Who knows with you? But I don't know. That just feels really weird to me. So for those that are just jumping on, what Reddit had found is this, and make sure to like and subscribe while you're here, my friends. That we're not really doing tarot and astrology in this, but if you subscribe to the channel, we do tarot and astrology as well. And we kind of predict things here. We've predicted a lot before the breaking news happens. So if you're like, yeah, I want to know breaking news before it actually breaks, this is kind of the place to be. So what Reddit found was, for those that are just hopping on, is the statement Blake and Ryan were trying to force Wayfair and Justin to say to the press included having uncomfortable conversations. That's what being man enough is uncomfortable conversations. And now it's showing up here as well. That is really interesting to me. That's not like a statement that you would typically Yeah, that's just weird. And so people now, let me just flip back to the Reddit thread. But let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think it's a reach? I think it is weird. So when he unpinned the post, now people had noticed, and I'll show you his Instagram, that he had unpinned the post. And people are saying like friends are jumping shit, at least publicly. I've got a feeling that it's because they're trying to at least appear to have distanced themselves from Blake Lively in court. Like, if you believe so much in your bestie Blake and you've got her back so strongly, why did you unpin posts? You can turn comments off. So I don't know. Like, are people feeling a little bit I don't know. The personal trainer is another flying monkey. I agree. Oh my goodness, your cat's beautiful. Personal trainer is another flying monkey. If Justin had back issues, there's nothing wrong with him being proactive and making sure he's physically fit and prepared to lift someone safely. Yep. Yep. Saladino is unprofessional and sleazy. A client who is not a client. Yep. Like, and that's the interesting thing too. I'm going to pull up some Reddit threads as well of people saying some very interesting things about him. The phrasing is interesting. I thought so too. It's who said in my entire life, I have never heard anyone use uncomfortable conversations in a sentence. And now we're seeing it. Like, I'm sure like it's been said, but like, it's not something that really stands out as someone's like typical verbiage of describing something. I don't know. It's really weird. So Reddit's catching on that he had unpinned everything, trying to distance themselves. Yeah. Sky does it like Don Saladino doesn't know he's a pawn. Yeah, what a perfect setup to have him work with Justin with a complimentary plan as a favor to be. Now, I'm going to have to actually find the thread because I think I lost it in pulling up these ones. Oh, this is another one that I thought was really interesting. This might be like a Ryan Reynolds Easter egg. It might also be just like really reaching, but I did think this was interesting too. So Professional Low 9700 says, and he said, "You're always lifting others and have always had my back," which are snarky references to Justin, the alleged lifting scene, which he was worried he would hurt his back. And Maddie Mac says, "Yes, this also seemed like 100% Ryan Reynolds snark to me." And see, and now there people are saying, did he delete the post? Yes, it appears he did. Okay, so it wasn't just me that couldn't find it. So it does look like he actually deleted it. Now let me see if I can find. He seems like a piece of work. Like he just seems. I wouldn't trust him to write a program for me. Okay. This is the one I was thinking of. There was another one talking about some really sketchy stuff that happened. I don't know if this is that particular one, but probably going to be a witness for Blake Lively. I imagine so. And I feel like people like this are for hire too. I hope you feel the same. And it's like, I've always got your back beat, JKing, because as soon as like the heat's on me, I'm deleting this post. But it was shared like 100 times. And how many times did people share it before he deleted it? Like nothing's gone forever, Don. See, that's what I'm saying. So apparently he's claiming in that, well, I know, but we say this all the time here, my friends. Conspiracy theories are just ahead of the truth. So I think that was Ryan that wrote that statement. Yeah, and claiming never met him. Don't know who this guy is. I just wrote him a complimentary plan. That's dangerous. But again, I said that in the live where I was like, you don't give someone with back problems. I've had back problems. I have disc problems. I had a herniated disc back from my CrossFit days. A herniated disc in my back. And not only that, so Justin was saying he had active back problems. You don't give someone jumping. Like, I guarantee ChatGPT is creating his programs that he makes for people, allegedly. But, well, no, they do work remotely. But I think, unless it's a clever play on words, I think he's claiming, like, yeah, I just wrote this program, but I don't know anything about this guy. Yeah, I agree that Blake introduced him to Justin. And she said that they introduced, like, I work with clients virtually online, but I still meet them. I would never write a program for someone in personal training without having, like, even met on Zoom. That could set you up for a lawsuit when they inevitably get injured. Okay, so my experience, we're going to look at this a little bit. And then I want to pull up his Instagram, because then you guys are going to see that he did unpin everything. Before this mess, he had it pinned up, like all the posts with him, Blake, and Ryan. They're unpinned, and now that original post of him defending them is gone. So this person says, my experience with Don Saladino's monthly challenges and online coaching. So, hey, Reddit, I've been working this post for a while to share my experience with Don Saladino. As someone who faced challenges with his coaching, I can't provide traditional review due to his lack of a physical location. So I think this is the best place to write something here. This is long. Oh my God, it is long. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if we're reading all of that. We'll pick out pieces. Okay, so as part of Don's monthly challenge about 3 years ago, purchased 2 of his standalone programs. You might know him for training some A-list celebrities for superhero roles in Marvel movies or Deadpool. So he shifted to online coaching after closing his New York City gym due to COVID. It's legit. I'm not being snarky, it is. He trains a few celebrities, but only a couple have publicly acknowledged working with him. That's interesting. So he also offers a yearly fitness retreat. I went to his first one, had a blast, had great success. I went to the third one, and while it was good, I had a few issues, so I sent him an email. He asked for my number to talk to me about my email. The call went terrible. He basically chewed me out and attempted to gaslight me. The actual call was so crazy, that's all a blur to me. After that, I was done with him, but I just wanted to finish out my package and disappear. I think he expected me to apologize to him, but I knew I was in the right because others had the same issues. I did, but I was the only one who had the balls to say something to him. Then a week later, I get an email. He can't be my coach anymore, refunded me my money, and blocked me on Instagram. I actually find it comical because I would have just disappeared, but now I feel like I need to tell people what he's like. Even within the community of his challenges, when I mentioned our falling out, anyone who reached out to support me and told me about how they had issues with him too. So it seemed like the initial concern of this person was he couldn't even give a clear answer on how someone won, how he picked the winner. Over time, the group began to feel cult-like. People offered him unpaid assistance. A couple would send him gifts. And I'm pretty sure some people were modifying their pictures. All this was done in the hopes of winning. The quality of the workouts changed, and his interactions with the group slowly grew less attentive. He also seemed to start picking the same type of winners. It was like seeing cookie cutter cutouts. These people look great, but for some, there was no mental, physical, or emotional change. The more I pulled away, the more the experience felt like a cult where impressing Don and others became crucial. You would buy the products he mentions, purchase his merch, do whatever you can to get a little thumbs up or heart from him, and find ways to trick the Facebook algorithm to get your post to the top of the page or the group so people would see it. I can't believe I gave someone so much control or let him define my value that I let getting a thumbs up make my day. I've got a lot of deprogramming to do. I know people who left and they have body dysmorphia issues or either developed worsened eating disorders. So $100 a month, you don't get a custom plan. You do the exact same workouts, probably from ChatGPT. So this person said it's only been positive. Yeah, so someone claiming that was very cult-like in his space. Oh yeah, people open up to their PTs. Oh yeah. But that's the thing too, like if you've apparently never met, so Don Saladino's claiming that he never met Justin, that he basically just like sent over this program. Like the way his statement, let's pull up his statement again. So the way that he, like to me, it comes across, he just created a program as as a favor to Blake. But I've never trained him virtually or in person. I never met him in person. That might just be a play on words. Like maybe he met him over Zoom. I don't know. Oh yeah, we communicate via calls and texts. I would love to see those text messages, all of them, like hear what were, I guess the calls probably wouldn't be recorded. But if he's not a client, how did you train him from January to March? Or like communicate with him from January to March? Like, I don't know. For me, I don't have time in my life to go back and forth with someone that's not a friend, not a client, not linked to me in business in any way. Like, I just don't have time for that. So he couldn't accommodate him in his schedule. That's interesting. And after an uncomfortable conversation, Don Saladino, Blake Lively's trainer, says communication ended. What was the uncomfortable conversation? Asking Blake Lively's weight? If he has back problems, I don't think that's I don't think that's unreasonable. And if Don was so uncomfortable, he could have just said, like, I don't feel comfortable saying that. And then it could have been the end of the, he knows the sleuths are watching him. Yep. But it's interesting. So he wasn't a client. Justin wasn't a client of his, but they were talking from January to March. And he wasn't a client because he couldn't accommodate him in his schedule. But they were communicating January to March. Interesting. Yeah, they're everywhere. I have no doubt that, because if he wasn't a client, you're not his friend, why are you communicating? Justin probably felt comfortable to communicate with him. But if he's not your friend and he's not your client, then why the communication? What did I miss? Hello, welcome to the chat. We were just talking about how it appears a connection. I'll show it really quick. So people on Reddit had found this edited but now deleted statement from Don Saladino in support of Blake Lively. And the words uncomfortable conversation really piqued people's attention. They thought that this felt very like potentially written by Ryan Reynolds, because uncomfortable conversation, let's see if I can find the original one now. Uncomfortable conversation is the same two words that Ryan Reynolds wrote in this like media release that he wanted Justin Baldoni to make. So part of our work is to have uncomfortable conversations for public growth. So a lot of people are now speculating that Don Saladino actually didn't write his statement to people. It was Ryan Reynolds that wrote Don Saladino's statement. Like, this is just, I honestly feel that Blake and Ryan are just out here trying to like cast their next movie. So they actually met. It seems like, yeah. He said over phone. He said they communicated over phone. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of word salady as well. It's like trying to distance yourself while supporting Blake and Ryan with, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt, Don's statement just felt very trying to distance himself from Justin and like the communication he actually had with Justin, because he's saying, well, no, I just wrote this program for Justin. He wasn't a client, but we chatted sometimes on phone and text. Well, if I don't consider someone a client, that communication, because like I said, I am a personal trainer as well. It's one of my other businesses. If someone isn't a friend, they're not a client, they're not somehow tied to me in business, I'm not just like communicating with them. So why were you communicating with him if you're claiming he's not a client? So either he was a client and that's why you guys were communicating, but you're trying to distance yourself to lie and support Blake and Ryan, or he was never a client. You just gave him a program and you were texting as friends. I don't know. Hello, welcome, Leo. It's so nice to see you in the chat. I feel like we've been missing you lately in the chat. Where have you been, my friend? Where have you been? You obviously don't have to tell us. But your absence has been recognized. I have noticed you have not been in the chat. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Monica's saying what I'm trying to say, but not as eloquently. He's parsing his words carefully. Feels like he's trying to limit his legal involvement. Yes, there we go. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for putting into words what I was thinking. All right, let's look at his Instagram now. I'm going to have to pull it back up. Sorry, guys. I wasn't overly prepared because I jumped literally right off a call with a client and then online with you guys. So, hi, Julia. No, Julia. Where's your dad? Go see him. Okay. So you guys saw I need water. I just realized I have not stopped talking today. You guys saw the original post on Reddit, or the original screenshot of his page on Reddit. And I feel like this is like, you go from a statement that's saying, I got your back, B, I'm always here for you, to deleting the statement that you made in support of Blake Lively, to unpinning everything that had to do with them. So you have to scroll down now. Originally, all of his pinned posts were Blake and Ryan. Or scrolling. You got to keep scrolling. Where are they now? Were they really that far down? They must have been. Can't imagine he deleted them too. Oh, there it is. So this is the one with Blake now. Last night premiered It Ends With Us. I cannot begin to tell you how proud I was of Blake Lively. This was by far her best movie. At times I didn't even recognize her on the screen. B has been such an incredible force in my life, and I'm beyond grateful for everything she does. We love you, and congratulations on everything. I also want to note this handsome... Okay, he's just talking about this guy. So that's the one with Blake. This is the one that used to be... Is that him with Ryan again? Yeah. So another one with Ryan for Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine has officially launched in theaters. What an incredible experience for me to witness Ryan's journey over the last decade plus. This was not just a movie. This was about a vision, a dream, and battling through obstacles. What kind of obstacles, Dawn? What kind of obstacles? The kind like taking over a movie franchise? Those kinds of obstacles? I don't know. What kind of obstacles? Love to know. Love to know. Thanks, Dawn. Now my video is going to be taken off the internet. I feel like reported. Where was it? So many that I couldn't even imagine all of them because I wasn't there to witness every second. But just from the parts I did see, I learned so much. It reminded me that no matter who you are, things do not come easy. You have to work. You have to fight for what you're trying to accomplish. Oh, Lordy. I'm beyond grateful to be part of Blake and Ryan's family. Congratulations, guys. Love you both. My educated wish is that this movie smashes all the records this weekend. Do you recognize this set from Deadpool 3? And there's another one. But, guys, look how many pictures he had with them for a while there. And now it's like crickets. It's like, can hear a pin drop in regards to them. Did you really? He blocked you? That's wild. I wrote that to Don and he blocked me. Oh my goodness. So it's evening in Dubai, 2045. Oh my goodness. I always have to do the transfer in my brain to figure out what 2045 is, but I imagine that's very late. Don Saladino is low-key hotter than Ryan. Was Ryan also jealous of Don? Maybe. How didn't the trainer recognize Blake on screen? She was wearing her own clothes. Yeah. I mean, that's true too. And guys, I have to say, like, if you watch my early videos, I was very much like internet chill. 8:45. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Kimberly. In the beginning, I was like internet chill. Look at Blake's natal chart and her human design. Um, she's just got really crunchy, difficult energy. I was telling everyone to chill in the beginning, and then I started pulling cards around it, and then Justin's lawsuits came out and all of his evidence came out. And there's one thing that I cannot stand in life is bullies and people using power to bully people. That is one thing that I don't know, like that just brings out such like a ruthless mama bear energy in me. That protection over innocence and like, and not saying that Justin is 100% innocent, but just that protection over like people are being bullied by those that are higher up. It's like a visceral gut reaction within me. Like I don't know. So as soon as I saw that, it was like I've said a million times, everyone's flawed. You, me, Justin, Blake, Ryan, everyone is flawed. I respect so much someone that's willing to work on themselves. And it seems like Justin Baldoni, what he said over and over again is like, I was flawed. I've gone through a lot and I've worked on myself. I've gone on my spiritual awakening journey. I've healed my inner child. And those terms are so known in like my circle. So those don't seem like weird terms to me. But well, yes, yeah. He is 100% innocent in this situation. Yeah. Someone who worked with Blake Lively for magazine cover reached out to Kirsty Flaw. They said they were told by Gossip Girl wardrobe people that her waist was 28, but to cut the tags so she won't see them. I believe it. It's just so wild. Like, I've always been fascinated by pop culture, but I don't think I would ever make it in this culture because I could not be ruthless like this. Like, Swifties get really mad at me and unsubscribe from my channel all the time. If they see me like saying something about someone else, it's fine. And then you say something about Taylor and all of a sudden I've lost a bunch of subscribers. But at the end of the day, no matter what someone's image is, you don't get to these levels with being like this kind of power over Hollywood without being ruthless. There's got to be like a ruthless piece to you to get to this place. Because look what happens. Like the people like Justin who are trying to do good and have a good heart and have a good soul and they're going on their healing journey and they're seeing the good in people and trying to let Blake have a role and have her feel seen, you get chewed up and spit out. So Don also has, this is the post then. Okay, so this is the edited one. So he just unpinned it. Yeah. So this is the post where I could not accommodate his schedule after an uncomfortable conversation. Communication ended. I also wonder the emotional intelligence of these individuals. If someone just asking like, hey, you know about my bad back that I told you about, my chronic bad back? I just need to know how much I need to be able to lift because of this scene. The lack of emotional intelligence to be present in uncomfortable conversations, Ryan, Blake, and Don, is astounding to me. It's astounding to me how these individuals get to such levels of power. And you want to talk about uncomfortable conversations, it's because these people they're uncomfortable with emotions. They're uncomfortable with feelings. They're uncomfortable with anything that challenges their view on reality. They're uncomfortable with no. They're uncomfortable with someone standing up for themselves. They're uncomfortable with like anything. Just because someone asks you that doesn't mean it's an uncomfortable conversation. And someone with emotional intelligence and self-leadership can say, hey, Justin, that makes me feel uncomfortable. Blake's a good friend of mine. I don't feel comfortable with that. But if you're concerned about your program, you know what I can do is ensure that your program is customized to you, Don, not just sending out a freaking, oh my gosh, it's going to give me an aneurysm, sending out a plan, as a favor to Blake. Let me look at your customized program and I'm going to make sure the edits are there so that you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to make sure the edits are there and that you're strengthening your core and your back enough that you're ready for that scene and there's no concerns about you blowing out your back. Don, like, it's not uncomfortable, this situation. In fact, I would be uncomfortable if I was Justin Baldoni and someone gave me a rando plan and I had chronic back issues and I didn't feel comfortable as the client that my plan was customized enough to make me fit for the job. That's discomfort as the client. And a client should be concerned about that, Dawn. A client should be concerned. If you just wrote them a program half-assed and maybe they're looking at it going, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to prepare me. You know, I have a history of back problems and I have to lift her in this scene. And it's not that I'm fat shaming her. It's not that I'm putting her down, but I legit am concerned because I'm lifting like 40-pound dumbbells. And we all know Blake's not 40 pounds. And I'm concerned I'm going to blow out my back. So reaching out to your trainer and saying that is not an uncomfortable conversation. Not for people that have self-leadership, not that people that have emotional intelligence, not for businessmen. I don't know how you get to that level. Because he could have very easily said, if Don was so uncomfortable, he could have very easily said what I said. Hey, Justin, totally hear you. I'm not comfortable disclosing that, but you know what I can do for you? Let me adjust that program for you. Give me a couple days. I'm going to adjust that program and I'm going to make the specific changes so you don't have to worry about this. But that's not what happened. But these people cannot. They're, as soon as they're uncomfortable, they shut down and then they try to take someone out. And I know, like, I can speak from experience with this because actually, I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory. How I got into personal training is I was a counselor and I was struggling with anxiety with myself at the time. And so I got into fitness myself and nutrition myself and studying it for myself. And I saw the benefits in mental health. That's how I got into being a personal trainer. And I actually started with at-risk youth and after-school programs and group homes, kids in group homes, youth in group homes. And I started incorporating nutrition and fitness for them and yoga. And so I had originally brought fitness into my background as a counselor and helping people with like the mental health benefits of it. And then I actually started a studio, which this is why I can relate to Justin as well, because the only reason my studio closed, it was very successful. I was a CrossFitter at the time, is I blew out my back so horrifically. And there was so much scar tissue in it from the damage that was done that I never got back into the shape that I could train at that level again. So I was bed rest for like 6 weeks, closed the studio down, lost sponsorships, fell apart. It was a mess. But so for someone, like, I'm not speaking as just someone that's like never been in this situation with like conversations with personal training clients. Personal training clients have every right to question their program, especially a client that is experiencing really bad back issues, because as someone that has bad back issues and disc problems, you can blow it out really easily. I blew it out one time walking my dog, like re-injured it. And all that happened is she's dog reactive. And we were down on this trail and she saw a dog behind us that I didn't notice. And she kind of ran between my legs to go bark at the dog and it jolted my back and it blew out my back. So it's not unreasonable that Justin was like, I'm concerned. What's unreasonable is the response of Dawn and co of being like, that's an uncomfortable conversation and we're going to leverage this against you and we're going to weaponize it. Agree, Mel. You don't nice your way to the top. It's impossible. I see it in every industry. I've been in branding for a long time too. Like, I see it. Yep. And JB doesn't deserve this type of treatment. I wish he never met her. I agree. This thing is hideous. That is a pretty bad outfit. I agree. Leo says, I wonder what was it that happened to Ryan Reynolds that forever changed his face. But something, I don't know if it's too much Botox, but something is, he used to be like, I used to have such a crush on Ryan. Yeah, Dawn is such a grifter. Agree, Mel. Yeah, dare to be different. Justin is a very gentle, spiritual, empathetic person. This unfortunately makes him a target for narcissistic abuse. Yep. Probably didn't see the red flags, especially I imagine as someone that has done so much work to get to a place where he believes in what he's saying and was a feminist and trying to do better in the world. And he likely would go into relationships seeing the good in people. And that makes someone really special, especially in today's world. But So it was right for JB to ask her trainer for her weight for a scene since the trainer was Blake Lively's people. Who else would he ask about it? Her doctor? I didn't say it was necessarily right. I said Don didn't handle it right. You can have uncomfortable conversations with people. People aren't like this black and white of like, it just drives me crazy. Someone can say that and ask, hey, I've got a back injury. I'm just curious, what is Blake's weight? And I don't even know. Have you guys seen the exact text message exchange? I don't know if we've seen it. I don't know. Maybe we have. But anyway, you can message someone and say like, hey, what's her, like, I'm curious because I'm uncomfortable with this program. And which is a very clearly crap program for developing strength. I'm uncomfortable with this program. I need to be able to lift X amount. I need to know that I'm safe to do that. And it doesn't mean that it's right and not what was right. So don't put words in my mouth. I can't stand when people put words in my mouth. I didn't say it was right. What I said was Don was wrong in his response. Because Don can then say, hey, I hear you. And while I feel uncomfortable, what I can do for you is relook at your program. And what I'm going to do is make sure that you feel comfortable and you feel prepared for that scene. But that's apparently too hard for these people. But don't put words in my mouth. Maybe it was a face-to-face conversation. That's true. That's true too. And the trainer maybe was put there as a spy. That's true too. Yep. And the thing, guys, what I hold space for at this channel is no one has made no mistakes in their life. But adults with emotional intelligence can handle difficult conversations and be like, hey, that makes me uncomfortable, but that seems to be lost in this world. It is wild to me how lost that is in this world. All right. So that's what I had on Dawn. How much time do I have? I probably have like 10 more minutes. I want to pull up a couple blinds. Just ageist to a man versus the same way people are ageist towards women. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Well, that's funny though. Maybe I saw the text that Blake Lively sent Justin. It looks like she's trying to invite him to flirt. Yeah. Like when she says that one thing about never with teeth, she wants him to respond flirtatiously. I agree, Melanie. Absolutely. It almost feels like baiting a little bit, if I'm being honest. And I want to say, guys, if you were here from the beginning, I was like, everyone's got to take a hot second because we don't know. And let me just see. And her energy is just a little bit rough. All right. Let's pull up a couple blinds. Oh, I think it was right for JB to ask her trainer. Oh, okay, because who else would he ask about it? I can believe. Okay, sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, what? No, I'm sorry about that. I totally read it the wrong way, and I apologize about that. I own that. I thought you meant like it's not right for me to say that or for him to do that. My apologies. Hey, I own up when I'm wrong. I apologize about that. Okay, so let's have a look here. This was February 5th, 7:38 p.m. So now apparently, so you're going to see if you follow the blinds, Blake is referred to as now Plantation Khaleesi as well as A- actress. So there's two terms that are used for her over there now. The universe chose him. I honestly believe it will work out, but it's a test for him. I agree. I think humans might have a metal allergy because these phones make us crazy and hurt us if we, yeah. If we don't use technology, technology uses us for sure. Okay, so Wednesday, February 5th, blind item number 7, Plantation Khaleesi's husband cares more about his image than anything else. If the wife drags him down too far, he will bail. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys remember we did a card pull? And I had said, like, I was a little bit hesitant to say it. And you guys are like, no, Ashley, it's definitely a divorce coming. And I was like, and I had said, I don't think it's immediate, but I can see in the cards that a divorce will come. Perez has been calling her Plantation Princess. Well, apparently that's been Plantation Khaleesi is now the new one for her. I saw, is it Zach? Unfiltered with Zach calls her his new favorite Game of Thrones character or something. But looks like cares more about his image than anything. If the wife drags him down too far, he'll bail. What do you guys think about that? We did pull the cards, and I'll never forget because we pulled the cards and I was like, I don't know, this feels like not right now, but later, but I like, and you guys called it. You're like, no, Ashley, I think so. Yeah. This man looks like he'll leave Blake, divorce her to save faith in his career. I feel like they're more of a partnership than actually in love with each other, in my opinion. Yeah. Yep. To be honest, 400 million is a pretty conservative number for what he has been through. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. 100%. 100%. All right. And what was the other one? Is this it? Wait, no. Where's the other one? This is the wrong one. I'm going to flip it. This is what happens when you have way too many screens up. Okay, there we go. Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, blind item 14. So this is all the tea that was coming in about them yesterday. So she's back to A minus list actress. Another person who the A minus list actress threatened is now walking back everything they said in support of the actress. Interesting. Who do you guys think that is? Her dragons seem to be answering elsewhere these days. So people are guessing Colleen. Someone else said maybe Amber Tamblyn. There's rumors going around that Colleen's actually going to be the third lawsuit against, or is there rumors, or did I pull cards on it by myself last night? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Whoops. The devil card. So illusions are fading. That's going to be the devil just randomly pulled. 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands reverse. The Magi reversed. 9 of Swords reversed. So someone's calling out the illusions. The cards agree. Someone's calling out the illusions. Someone's calling out the illusions. I wonder if it is Colleen. I wonder if it is. And again, I can't not pull the devil card with them. It's so bizarre. The pillars reversed in regards to that. So someone that was very close to the situation. I would say with the pillar reversed, it's not going to be someone that's like on the outskirts. Oh, there you go, guys. Lovers reversed. Oh, I don't think it's someone on the outskirts, guys. It's going to be someone close to them. The moon reversed again for them. This moon reverse keeps coming up for Blake and Ryan. So that's going to be another one that's like illusion. Yeah, dun, dun, dun. If it's not Colleen, I would say it's one of the actors. That's my prediction. If it's not Colleen that's walking back her support, it's going to be one of the actors, I would argue, on set. I've had a funny feeling about Isabella. But I don't know if I would put her as the pillar. I don't think I would put her as the pillar. I don't think I'd put her as the pillar. It doesn't feel right for that. And I don't think Isabella would have enough illusions to fade. I don't know. It might be Colleen. I would say it's like, yeah, I think it like, so my feeling is Colleen is my number one feeling. Isabella would be my second. Because it's someone close to the set. That's what I would say. And another reason why I don't feel like the pillar for Isabella is, I don't know if has she said anything publicly to support? I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen a statement from her, but I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, guys. You guys will always tell me if I'm wrong. And I'm also willing to admit when I'm wrong. I make mistakes. Yeah. That with the devil, that's all the stuff in like the underworld coming out. Like all that like the darkness, the shadows coming out, the secrets coming out. So it's someone that has a lot, that can expose a lot. And the lovers, you guys know, we keep pulling for Blake and Ryan. Which is also funny because if you guys remember, for those that have been around, when we first started pulling for them, I couldn't figure out why. Look like, shit, I wish you guys could see it. What literally popped out, the hermit. So it's someone in support of the hermit. So the hermit is Justin. I know it actually has a meaning in tarot, but whenever we pull it in relationship to this, it's always represented Justin. We keep pulling it over and over and over. So it's Justin Baldoni. Interesting. I agree with this. She'll use Blake as much as Blake will use her. Yep. Timu Thor. He did make a statement, eh? The Hanged One. That's always been Justin, but the Hermit's for him. I feel like someone feels as though they were like hung out to dry. So this person, that pillar, feels like they were hung out to dry. Like they were deceived. I mean, that could probably go for a lot of people in their world right now. I have no doubt about that. His future projects are now reduced to more than half. That's awful. Hello, Laura. So nice to see you in the chat. Do you think close to them related to the movie or close in personal life? The feeling I'm getting with this is it's the movie. The only person that I've ever pulled for them that's represented the pillar is Taylor Swift. And I do not see Taylor walking back, like coming out and like busting out with a lawsuit against them or something. I do not see that. I mean, she is a magician, so she might be creating veils around that so no one can see. Who knows? But I have pulled the pillar for Taylor in terms of, yeah, someone's going to go to the world with something. And I can't, like this, the Hermit card. I don't know, guys. There might be actually teeth. There might actually be teeth to this story that Colleen's coming out against them with a lawsuit. Are you serious? Made a statement saying she isn't retiring, that she sleeps very well at night. Well, that's nice of her. Oh my God. So corrupt. Isabella's only said good things about Isabella. Yeah. So it can't be her. Or good things about, sorry, Blake? Sorry, Isabel has only said good things about Isabel. Oh, there it is, about Justin. Yeah, so it's not her. Taylor's brand is bigger than Taylor herself, so she'll try to survive. Yep. Yeah. Her brand is bigger than herself. It's its own like corporation. All right, guys. Okay. Oh, I wanted to, do I have time for that? What time is my next call? Yeah, I have a couple minutes. I just found this interview with Blake really interesting. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Where is it? Why am I hearing myself? Why am I hearing myself? Okay. Oh, I clicked on the wrong tab. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I found this and I thought it was really interesting. And I just wanted, because I know I rag on, you know, rightfully in many ways on Blake a lot. And I thought this just, I think gave context a little bit to maybe why she's so uncomfortable around Justin, other than the fact that she clearly has issues with feeling emotions and such. But I just thought this is really interesting. I honestly don't think she realized Justin was acting in scenes where he was acting. Ryan's a scab. He might get kicked from all his unions and representation. That'd be interesting. I can't wait for that. I did a video this morning. I did a card pull this morning before my call started. And the cards were like, yeah, Taylor's getting deposed. I think that's why Blake is also, from what I've read from watching some of the legal channels, has submitted like, I think they call them protection orders or something. Because I think she said, I'm trying to think now. So when I watched, I think Lawyer You Know talked about it. It's like protecting people that the public would have an interest in. He spoke to TMZ again? Or is that the video I played earlier? Oh no, I think it's probably the same video I had from this morning. I bet it's the one that I had from this morning. Okay, let's just I think this just gives context to why Blake was so bloody well confused on Justin. Like, I think she had no idea that he was just fully in the role. But I just found this interesting.
For a long time, and when you start acting, like, you're, for some people like out the gate are amazing, like Isabella, who plays young Lily. Like, I can't believe this is her first movie. She's just incredible in this. But that wasn't my experience. My experience is I was shy and nervous and didn't really know what people wanted of me, and was supposed to bring a bit of myself to the table, but like also be a different character. And it's, the more I work and the more I study my favorite actors, and I don't mean study like, in a studio sense, just like watching movies and saying like, oh, I love watching Katharine Hepburn. I love watching Jimmy Stewart. They're people I love watching, like, yes, it's, everyone talks about Meryl Streep, but for a reason, or Tom Hanks. And as much as they all disappear into their characters, you always feel Jimmy Stewart in a Jimmy Stewart movie. You always feel Meryl Streep. You always feel Katharine Hepburn. So my favorite,
I just so I don't get copyright struck or anything, which is always interesting to me, because I always felt like Meryl Streep, you don't see Meryl Streep, to be honest. But I don't know, maybe it's all perception also, right?
Favorite people to watch are the people who always bring themselves, all of their most sparkly self, to the table, and then overlay a character on top of that, versus completely hiding themselves. And it's incredible when people hide themselves and do transformations. But for me, what I end up being drawn to is that's what I want to watch, because I find more joy in that, and or the most joy in that. I mean, I also find joy in watching people transform, but for me, I see that as something I love to watch. So I thought, well, that's something I want to do. And I think that I'm a very shy person. I'm a very private person, and so I've never really wanted to put much of my personality into a character. You always get sprinkles of it, like I'll look like my character or dress like my character, but you don't really see a lot of me in the character.
I feel like she's very insecure, she comes across as. And I don't mean that as a slight, and I don't mean that to be rude. I think she's very insecure. Yeah, shy. Shy in maybe some situations, obviously not shy to try and take over a movie. Sparkly, I noticed the word sparkly come up again. But I almost like I get the feeling that she was probably very uncomfortable with Justin. Like, in because you look at that scene that was released, right? And when you look at the scene, like, he's very much in character. And then as soon as he says cut, he's like Justin again, right? And I almost wonder if if she struggled with discerning like Justin versus Ryle. Does that make sense? Like, it just feels like she needs to be on someone's couch. Definitely unsure energy. I agree. Or is that not? It might be. That's actually a good point. It might be.
Character. And I think that
or maybe she knew what she was about to do to Justin publicly, and she's just like sweating a bit that day.
more than any movie I've ever done, like, Lily is such a ball buster. I am rotten to the core when it comes to that. Like, I am very, like, if I'm not busting your balls, then you should be worried. Then I'm mad at you. Then I don't love you. But you know, and just the way that I sort of use humor and levity in moments of sadness or pain, because that's the prism through which I can cope and deflect. And I smile in sad moments because it's just how I process things.
Which is really interesting to me. So she admits, and I'm not saying this from like, I know we all have our issues with Blake Lively and what she's done, but it just genuinely seems like being around Justin would have been very uncomfortable for someone that hasn't done the work, that emotional work, the emotional intelligence work, the self-development, spiritual. Like, she admits that she's very uncomfortable with emotions, and she kind of deflects or makes a joke so she doesn't have to deal with emotions. She also talks about how, you know, she's not really a fan of someone that kind of like becomes the character rather than bringing pieces of them to the role. I don't know. Maybe I am just like so immersed in this world now that I'm starting to go crazy myself. But I do think from some perspective, it makes me understand her on a deeper level. And not compassion for what she did, my friends, but a little bit of compassion of like, I just wish someone like her had someone in her life at one point that like helped. I feel like celebrities are so surrounded by yes men and yes women that like just someone to like, I don't know, nudge her on the direction of healing or something. I don't know. She is captivated by herself. Yes. All joking about, yeah, bring your co-star being born in jail. Yeah. And that's the thing too, like the deflection and the projection. Don't use love as an excuse for ball busting. Well, that's true too. I think she's just got this. Denise thank you, Denise. You put the words for me. She's not self-aware at all. Or, yep. She just sucks. Yep. You're like, this is going to be my fault, guys. And we all have faults. And my fault is going to be, I am going to be mama bear protective over like people that are bullied, like Justin, for example, like mama bear, like visceral. Like, you saw how like that visceral reaction, what I thought, because I've had people in my comments be like, you know, he's not right. It's not right. So it was just like automatically, I was like going to mama bear protective mode. And I do apologize again for that, but mama bear protective mode of like, no, he was in the right. But the nuance of me, and which probably can be frustrating as well, is I do, from having a history in counseling and working with a lot of young girls that had the potential to turn out like this, and my work in spirituality, there's also just such a big piece of my core that's so compassionate as well, of like, it is someone's karma to live this out. You know, it's her karma to live it out now. She didn't do the work. She didn't go on that journey. She didn't go on the spiritual awakening, self-development, inner child healing journey. And that's her karma to live out. And some of us are just meant to live in the shadow. And it still sometimes just makes me sad, like genuinely sad. Why, hello, little Beeks, it's so nice to see you. Yeah, you're late. I'm like half an hour over, but that's totally cool. You can watch the replay. We were like playing on Reddit and seeing some juicy details about Don Saladino, the personal trainer, and trying to work through what in the world is going on, what was going on there. Because wow, that's true too. Ball busting is definitely a Virgo. Yeah.
I'm not a person who has like, you know, a lot of outward like rage or anger. Like I'll get upset about things, but I'm not yelly. I'm, you know, quite even and patient. And so the way that I react to a situation, you know, instead of doing like exactly what's on the page, if she's going to react this way, I may feel the exact same feeling, but I may not react the way that it's written that she reacts. And so I really tried to overlay the honesty of my heart and emotions onto Lily. And I think that that's why the performance is one that I'm very proud of, because it feels very authentic and true to like an emotional journey that I can track. And while I've
So then that's interesting as well. I mean, she talks about how she can't relate to this, but then she was trying to say, no, Lily wouldn't act like that or respond like that. So this is how I would as Blake. It's wild. Watching movies is not studying the craft of acting. Good point, Rose. Very good point. Yeah, I read that as well. Like, you're going to tell me to do this, but I want to do this. So I'm going to do what I want to do. See, that's actually, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So she probably just gets Ryan to do it. And maybe that's the piece where a lot of people are picking up on it. And I was saying, you know, when I look at her astrology and human design, it's not like a wilting flower or whatever, however Colleen referred to her as. She's definitely not. And I wonder if she is one of those people that just like shuts down. And like she said, like, I'm not like outwardly angry. I think, does she have, I think she has an undefined solar plexus. Yeah, so I'll just share it really quick, but then I do have to go because I have to eat lunch before I get on another client call. I just love hanging out with you guys so much. All right. So she has an undefined solar plexus. So actually, like her saying, like, I'm kind of emotionally quiet. Like I'm not outwardly angry or rageful or anything like that. That's actually an aligned thing for this design. It's actually very aligned for someone that has an undefined solar plexus. But I think, yeah, she likely then it's Ryan that backs her up with that. Playing versions of yourself isn't acting. Yes. So basically, Blake does what she wants, but doesn't take direction or do the homework. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, basically, she's saying, I take over the character. That's all. What's the problem with that? I don't understand. All right. Let me see if there's anything else in that. Oh, there is one more piece I want to show you guys because it goes to show how dishonest she is. Oh my God, I'm gonna be like scarfing food back so fast. Who needs to eat? Okay.
You know, it's silly to say I've been fortunate to not experience anything that Lily has. That's yeah, it shouldn't be fortunate, but it's all too often that women experience this. And so I think that the reason that it feels very authentic is because it was as if I were experiencing this. What would my heart feel? What would my reactions be? And that's what I tried to bring to it because I felt like that was the way that I could give everyone the most authentic Lily. I speak like me. I move. This is the most time I move my hands because I move my hands a lot in real life in my face. And when I'm acting, I try not to do that because people in real life maybe don't move their hands as much, but I do. So I just, I just let more of myself come through. And so I feel like, yeah, I feel like you can feel the authenticity in Lily because she's not pretending to be someone. It's just,
Okay, it's coming up, guys. I just want to pause it so I don't get in trouble for streaming it. Didn't feel authentic yet. It's ironic Blake is in an emotionally abusive relationship and can't see it. Yeah, that's actually interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah, the true feelings. It's tricky. Like, I'm a diehard. When I read a book, I want the movie to be exactly what the book is. But I also, my own imagination is always going to be different than, what someone else could intuit my imagination might be. And then sometimes I forget what was in my own imagination versus what's in a movie because they start to blend together. But I think that what matters most to me as a fan.
So she said when she reads a book, yeah, see, that's the wordplay. Did you read the book? Right? And she doesn't say whether she did or didn't.
Is that the essence and the spirit of the people that I fell in love with are the people. Like, if the wall is green and lily blooms, but our wall is purple, it doesn't really matter. Like, if I'm a book reader, it's that the people I fell in love with, that the story.
And then she says, if I'm a book reader. So I think she kind of tells on herself there as well that she did not read the book. But yeah, you never read the book. It's so wild. Anyway, my friends, that's what I got for you today. I'd say from the short card pull we did, there's someone close to, I would not be shocked. So that was the card pull in regards to the blind item that says, another person who the A- list actress threatened is now walking back everything they said in support of the actress. So I'd say it's someone on set. Because she's the A- list actress on the blinds, the daily blinds. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's Colleen. Yeah, like she can't help it. She legit can't help it. Yes, a lot of word salad. You're welcome, my friends. Okay. It was so nice to hang out with you guys. It was such a pleasure to hang out with you guys. I have got to eat quick and get on my client call. I don't know. I'll keep sleuthing. I'll keep seeing what I can find out. But I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a Don Saladino deep dive into him and the wildness that is him and potentially Ryan Reynolds having written his statement. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of astrology, a lot of tarot pulls. And then we do longer streams like this where it's just like catching up on everything that's going on. Sometimes you just need like, an hour and a half to catch up on everything that's going on because it gets so crazy and there's so much happening. All right, my friends, you're welcome, Mel. Thanks for being here, Leo. It's so nice to see you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.